Hey guys, Coach Katie here, and I am so excited. Okay, if you're watching this, it's either Sunday or Monday, and you are about to kick off the challenge with what I expect will be a life-changing decision for you so that you can finally take back control of life. I was once exactly where you are. I was feeling defeated, frustrated, looking in the mirror and not recognizing who I saw. I personally was 70 pounds overweight and I was depressed. And I felt lost. I was a mom at this point. I had just had a baby and I felt like, who in the world was I anymore? A lot of you probably found me on Instagram and it says Catherine on there. Instagram made me put my full name on there, but I haven't gone by Catherine since second grade when I thought that I would go back to that. But I've been KD ever since I was born. It stands for Catherine Dakota. And I was born and my parents were like, well, let's just call her Katie for short. And KD makes sense. So I've just gone by that forever. So you can just call me Katie. But I feel that you've probably heard my story along the way. But if you haven't, there's a little bit of the background snippet. I had postpartum depression that I lied about to the doctor because I didn't want to seem weak, and I fought through it. But I had to get help that I needed, and the help that I needed was to take back control in my health and to take back control of my fitness and my nutrition and everything. And I'm just here to say that it wasn't easy in the beginning. And I wish that I had had someone to help carry me through the journey and to help give me a plan that was put together. And even so, I think had someone done that, it would have felt chaotic. It felt chaotic to me doing it on my own and coming up with it myself. I'd owned a gym and been in the fitness world for a long time. So I did put it together for myself. And I now call it the Fit Forever Metabolic 7 method, which I'm teaching to you over the next 6 weeks. But I wish that I had had a group of women just like you to go through something like that with. And it felt chaotic on my own. And I know it can feel chaotic with other people. And I just want to say that I understand and that it's valid. It's valid to feel that way. When I first started meal prepping, I remember it took me 8 hours in the kitchen the first day. And I cried and cried and cried. I was 185 pounds trying to meal prep. And I just felt like I was in pain. It was achy. It was sore. It emotionally sucked all the energy out of me that day. And I was just crying by the end of it, saying, if being healthy takes this much effort, I don't want to do it. And my husband was like, no, you can do it. I believe in you. And of course, he didn't leave me in the kitchen all by myself, but I was determined to make it work. And I wanted to see how long it took. And it did take me 8 hours. And I was like, never again. And I kept coming up with what you could call shortcuts, but honestly, they're the ways that I finally figured out to make this sustainable, because no one has 8 hours to meal prep for an entire week. No one even has 2 hours to meal prep for an entire week. I'm doing it now in under 45 minutes for an entire week. And all of my clients, ladies who have gone through this challenge before you, are doing it now that same amount of time. And for a family of 4, that's how long it takes. And I'm teaching you that exact thing in this 6 weeks. So deep breath, because I promise this first few days feels really, really like, what in the world is going on? And I just want to say, great job deciding to take that step forward and make a change in the first place, because making a change is the hardest thing. Like, you're on a path forward every day, and you can either go one way or the other way. This way, you don't make a change, and you just keep living in that pain and just telling yourself it's not a big deal, and we stop worrying about it, when in reality, it really is the only thing that we ever think about. But we push it down and we just don't take action, and we just freeze anytime that we think about taking action. Or you do what you're doing right now, which is go down the path of let's actually do this, but realizing it's going to take time. Overnight, we're not going to make that change. But if you have read ever Atomic Habits, James Clear says 1% better every single day. If every day you could just get 1% better than you were yesterday. So what were you doing yesterday that you didn't do or what were you doing today that you didn't do yesterday? Did you sign up for a challenge yesterday? Or did you do that today? And that's the thing that you did today that you did better than yesterday. Tomorrow, maybe you drink a little bit more water than you drink today. And if every day we just stack those little wins on top of each other, I promise you in 30 days, you're going to be like, okay, I can breathe now. This is a little bit easier. I understand the path that I'm on. Right now, it feels like there's a million things out there and you're not sure which way to go. If you follow this challenge start to finish and you do the habits every day, like if all you do is look at the habits every day and you check off those habits, you'll be more successful than you were prior to doing this. That habit checklist, the blue bubbles in the app, is to keep you on track with things that do help boost metabolism and balance hormones naturally so that you can lose weight. If that's all you do, you forget the workouts, you forget reading any of the materials, you forget even participating in the group chat. If all you do is check off that and stay consistent with those blue bubbles, build those habits in 30 days, you're going to be a totally different person than you are today. You just have to get in that routine. And I'll tell you that it takes one split second to make a bad habit. If you're having a bad day and you go home and you eat chocolate cake, your brain automatically says, chocolate cake was a really good decision. I feel great. My bad day is instantly better because of the chocolate cake. Now, the next time that you have a bad day, your brain says, we did chocolate cake the last time, let's do it again this time. And you go for the chocolate cake. It's really easy to do the chocolate cake. The thing that you should actually be doing is, let's go for a 5-minute walk. But your brain isn't going to tell you that. Your brain doesn't say, let's go for a 5-minute walk. We love that. You've never done it before. Your brain doesn't think that that's a good idea. It thinks French fries or chocolate cake or ice cream is a way better idea, or sitting on the couch binging Netflix. Your brain will tell you to do that every single time until you start to build that habit that can be on the back burner, until your brain in 30 days says, actually, we really like going on a walk. Let's do that instead. And now when push comes to shove in a bad day, your brain says, let's go for a walk. We don't need the chocolate cake. We'll have chocolate cake at the birthday party for our kids this weekend. That's fine. We'll save it for then. We don't need it on a bad day, because now our normal and our habits is going for a walk or drinking water or eating healthy foods. That's just what our brain now understands is the good habit, versus the quick fix in a pinch. When push comes to shove, we're drinking a glass of wine or eating chocolate cake. We no longer are that person. We're choosing the path of the habits that are positive for us because we chose to be 1% better every single day instead of the all or nothing lifestyle. And I promise you that you're not going to be on an island for 30 straight days without children bugging you, without having to Uber drive them places, without laundry to do, without dishes to do, without cooking to do. You're going to have those things come up in life. And also, if you're starting to feel overwhelmed right now, like, oh my gosh, wait, maybe this wasn't the right time to do this. It's not going to be the right time 2 weeks from now. It's not going to be the right time 6 weeks from now. Something is always going to come up that was unexpected, because that is just what life does. It throws us curveballs, things that we didn't realize were going to come up, that are trials that are meant to make us stronger. But if we don't treat them as that, and we don't work on ourselves and the stability of ourselves throughout those storms, we will continue to go through trials feeling run down and defeated every time, versus get yourself right, get your mind right, get your health right. Those trials seem a little bit easier to handle. And guess what? If you're going on vacation over the next 6 weeks, awesome. Go on it, enjoy it. This is not an all or nothing challenge. I do not expect someone to give up freedom and happiness in life just to be healthy. That's impossible. Could you possibly for the next 6 weeks go B to the W to the walls and just do everything perfect? Yes, but that's not sustainable. That's why refeed meals are written into the plan. If you're doing metabolic reset, by now you've probably seen 2 different tracks for meal plans, which by the way, there are 2 different ones. And I get asked all the time, which one will get me faster results? It's really just who you are. If you're someone that's eating McDonald's 5 days a week right now, eat McDonald's 3 days a week maybe, and we do the all foods recipe pack. I think it's called Forever Foods. If you're someone that's already eating relatively healthy, you just need, now let's fix gut health. Let's get metabolism revved. Maybe you go to the metabolic reset route and you don't do a refeed meal for 4 weeks. But if you're on the Forever Foods pathway, it does allow that refeed meal right off the bat. Otherwise, in life, you should have pizza every week if you want it. That's the point of that refeed meal. I don't call it a cheat meal. Cheating on anything feels guilty, and I never want you to feel guilty about it. Just have it and enjoy it. Okay, I hope that this really helped you understand that you're not alone, first of all, in the feeling of it being chaotic or overwhelmed. Do not give up right off the bat. Do what you can right now. And again, if all you can do is log onto the app and check those bubbles every day and do the habit that's listed on there and check them off, that's better than what you were doing last week. And maybe in 3 weeks, then you can add in the workouts. Don't worry about trying to do it all right now if that's not possible for you. In 2 weeks, you're going to get a survey that comes out with a spot for you to lay it out all on there on the table for me. Let me know what you hated about this. Let me know what you loved about this. I always want to improve this for other people down the road and make it less overwhelming in the beginning. I hope videos like this encourage you and help you stay with a positive mindset, and that it can help ease that overwhelm. But you can always, in that survey, I love to hear your feedback and I take it to heart. I want this to be, my goal is so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made doing it on my own. Now you have a plan, you have a group of other women doing it with you. I'm in the background there helping guide things. There's a lot of other VIP girls in the group as well that have been with me for over 2 years. And I'll tell you, when I first started coaching people, I did not have an app. I had a piece of paper and a pen, and we talked on the phone, and then we went to spreadsheets. And the minute that I went to spreadsheets, people said, I don't want to do these spreadsheets. And I don't think you want to go back to spreadsheets. They are on Google Sheets. It's hard to open on your phone, on your computer, all the things. So now we have an app and it's beautiful. And I know it's overwhelming, but it's evolved over time. And I would love to know your feedback. How do we make it better? What would you like to see? What would make it less overwhelming? So in 2 weeks, think back to that. If you do want to share, I would love to hear that. Your voice is really, really important to me. But then also, in the event that you have questions, go ahead and check the FAQ, because the FAQ on that thank you page with the to-do list has a lot of questions that have been asked over the previous challenges where I have the answers on there already for you. But if you do have questions, I'm there. My VIP gals that are in there that have been with me for over 2 years are in that group too, just to kind of help aid and answer and motivate, mostly just help you through things where you feel overwhelmed, because I promise you that they were there once too. All right, I hope that this encouraged you. Let me know if it did, and let me know if there's something on your mind right now. If you're like, wow, if you had just done this in the first few days, it would have made me feel less overwhelmed. Let me know, because then I can go change something right away, and I'm open to that 100%. I am a one-man band over here with my kids. Maybe you heard them in the background. They're going crazy, but I just thank all of you for putting your trust in yourselves and for believing in finally being able to take back control and do this thing forever. All right, stay tuned for the next videos, and I can't wait to see you on the flip side.